Hello, my name is Rachel Alm, and for my project, I proposed to have a rooftop gardens on top of Brower Commons. My reason for selecting this was that the Blaustein School did a study to see the viable rooftops of Rutgers that would be capable of sustaining urban agriculture, and Brower Commons was among the 122 selected. So I thought that Brower Commons would be a wonderful place to have a rooftop garden, considering that it is on top of a dining hall, and they are renovating it. They're thinking of renovating it soon. So rooftop gardens help to benefit the school and community in two ways. They serve to save energy and money by cooling buildings and decreasing the necessity of heating and cooling bills. And they also provide awareness of local food production, and they localize food by using agriculture that is sustainable in New Jersey itself in order to create and lessen food and create a space to grow these foods and lessen decrease food mileage from the dining halls. So I did a study. I took two studies. One was from the University of Michigan and another was from the University of Toronto. The University of Michigan did a study as the monetary savings that would be calculated. So I assumed that Browers, using a measurement on Google Maps, Browers came out to be 24,000 square feet, which is a pretty large space to be able to use this as a gardening area. And the energy savings, according to University of Michigan, which did a 21,000 square foot space, was calculated to be around $220,000 a year. And the cost of implementing this program completely to have a green roof that would be able to sustain rooftop gardening would be around $720,000 for an area the size of Brower Commons. The payback period would be around 3 years. So in 3 years, you would actually save the amount of money that you paid in order to invest in this green roof. Also, the amount of energy saved was from the University of Toronto, and they found that 1.5 kilowatts an hour was saved per square foot. So that was also at a higher elevation. So at a lower elevation, they assumed that more money would be saved. So I took the calculation of 1.5 kilowatts an hour and applied it to Brower Commons, which at the 24,000 square feet would be 36,000 kilowatts per hour of energy usage, annual savings. So with that said, along with the annual savings of the rooftop gardens of 36,000 kilowatts of energy of energy saved and $220,000 annually, even after the payback period. And one of the biggest pulls to this project for me was student and community engagement. I think it's really important to educate students and community members about green roofs and the ability to have urban agriculture to enable them to localize their food and be able to purchase organic food that isn't transported from however far away. So further energy savings would also come to decrease food mileage, and there would be volunteer opportunities for students and community members to help engage and work in this environment of urban agriculture to increase awareness of the food you can grow, the ability to access food. It would also foster teamwork and gardening skills. They could offer classes for students and members who would be interested in cultivating this skill. The creation of a classroom on top of a building, a lot of students would probably be very intrigued to see that Brower Commons had a garden on top of it. So it can also engage students and school, faculty members to initiate classes here and use it as a classroom itself. Also, the profitability of a summer farmers market. New Brunswick is considered a food desert, so a lot of community members and Rutgers students living here in the summer and even during the months where there aren't school isn't happening have a hard time accessing food if they don't have means to transportation. So if they could have a localized area where they could buy fresh produce that is local to New Jersey, you would be eliminating food mileage of going to a store to buy these foods, and then you would be limiting the amount of money they spend to actually go to the store. They could just go right outside and buy something from the Brower Commons garden. Also implementing a program in the dining halls where they would be able to take this food and use it in dishes. So in order to understand, they can engage students in how to eat healthy, how to take produce from the Brower Gardens and implement that into regimen of eating. So, like I said, one of the biggest draws was the community and student engagement. I think one of the most important things about energy savings is a cultural component of consumption, and I think helping to decrease this through means of learning how to cultivate your own food, learning how to grow things, learning how to create your own garden space with community members, with student members, members of the student organizations and the university, can really help to just create this environment of change. And I think that's very important, along with the energy savings. And if this project can come off the ground and be taken seriously, then it could be implemented on one of the other 122 buildings they saw were viable for rooftop gardening. So outreach to the community, outreach to students, it'd be wonderful.